forward as you guys prepare for Louisville in week 1? What's the biggest challenge or the biggest focus for him?
Oh, well, continuing to master what we do offensively. I think what he's coming from at Maryland and what we do are pretty big differences. So continuing to master what we do, I know we talked about it last time of having an abbreviated summer and an abbreviated camp and all those things have been hard on everybody. But, just continuing to try to master the game plan. We're really going on about practice 5 where we're really been installing for Louisville. And thankfully we got another week. So.
In preparing for Louisville specifically, what kind of things do you guys want to work on or see from their defense that you guys might be able to exploit or whatever you're looking at?
Well, I mean, we obviously played them last year and they're a really talented bunch. I think they lost some good guys up front, but Coach Satterfield does a good job recruiting. So, we know they'll have more good players, good defensive linemen, and that's really where their whole deal starts, is up front. They got 2 good backers that run around and fly around and make plays in 17 and 9. And then, we were preparing for Liberty anyway, and they got the corner from Liberty who's a good football player who, we watched in some Liberty film and obviously have heard he's had a good camp up there. So we're looking for him to play some too. And, we got a big challenge ahead of us. We'll see where we land on September 12th.
Coach Casey Warner, College Heights Herald. Talk about Josh Simon a little bit. How's he been in practice, and then maybe how's some of the chemistry been with the other guys with Terrell in practice?
Well, starting with Josh, he's such a great kid. He comes from a great family. He really all he wants to talk about is being from the country and hunting and fishing and those things. So it's pretty cool. He's a cool kid. And talent-wise, he's obviously, you got to see as a true freshman what he did, which is hard to do. We just look for him to build from there. We've really talked to him this offseason about getting to be a better blocker and understanding why he's blocking certain people and where the ball's supposed to be going and how to block them. And, we think he's made a huge progression in that regard. And, I think a lot of it too is just being in the weight room for a whole year now and getting that strength up and being able to do those things. We really look for a good year from him.
Coach, I think we've got Jakor coming up right after you. Second leading returning receiver for you guys this year. I guess, what have you seen from him in camp and what do you expect from him?
I expect another big year. I thought he had a really, really good campaign last year. He does really, really good job from that slot position. I think he makes tough catches. He's been really tough. When we do ask him to block, a lot of times he's got to go in there and block linebackers who probably weigh upwards of 30, 40 pounds more than he does. So, he's just a kid that enjoys playing the game of football. And that's always fun to be around. I recruited Jakor a long time ago, I guess 2015, 2016, somewhere around in there, and got to know his family down in Fort Lauderdale and over the years gotten to really, really know him. And, getting to watch a kid grow like he has and where he came from as a freshman and sophomore to where he's at right now is really, really cool. Funny deal, I had a great conversation probably last week sometime about with Nick Norris, and Nick was talking about, what's JP doing? Because, Nick was a senior, JP was the puppy, and, Nick was out there making plays every Saturday, and he was kind of trying to teach JP how to do the right thing and how to play football at this level in that slot position. And, it was funny to hear him talk about, how's JP doing and where he's at and how he's progressing. And, it's cool to see a senior from those years and from those teams really still wondering about how the freshmen were when they were here.
Coach, last year at this point, Stephen Duncan was the starting quarterback, but comparatively speaking, between Ty Story and Terrell Pigrome, kind of where do they compare as to where they're at this point in the season from last year?
Well, that's a hard comparison. The thing about Ty was Ty's talent didn't show up until the game started. Where Ty didn't have the greatest arm in the world, but he was just a gamer. He was tough. When the game started, he just knew where to go with the ball. He made great decisions. He ran the ball really tough. with Piggy's a talented kid. He's not near as big as Ty was, but Piggy can really, really throw the football. He's really, really athletic. He's really smart. I think he's tough too. We'll see when the game gets started. But, I've been really impressed with, some of that mental toughness. You see a kid throw a pick or something bad happen to him in a scrimmage or something, and how do they respond, where it never affected Ty. You could yell at Ty, you could get after him a little bit, and it didn't affect him. And so far, Piggy's kind of been that way as well. You make a mistake and shoot, you do something early in the first quarter. Well, you got 3 quarters left to play. You still got a lot of game to try to go win. So, I think there's a lot of qualities that they have similarly, but, in their physical traits, I think Piggy's a little more an elusive runner, got a little better arm, and we'll see where the decision making is, after the season.
Anything else?
Good.
Yeah, I got one more question actually, Coach. So like as far as the game plan goes for Louisville, what's kind of going to be the bread and butter? What's kind of going to be, some of the plays you're going to start out with, and kind of you think that are going to be really effective against that defense?
Well, I'm not that dumb, buddy. Come on now. You're gonna have to watch the game to figure that out. Call me after the game and we'll talk about the plays we wanted to be successful. But I'm probably not going to tell you that today. Okay.
Sounds good, Coach.